Let's do a quick roundup on where I'm at with selling items from the house. Try and always give you a regular update on what it's like trying to sell between platforms like eBay and Vinted. And I've posted some eBay videos recently just talking about some of the challenges. But today, let me take you through a little bit of what's sold, kind of prices, the things I've sold for, where I've had more success, eBay or Vinted. Some of the ups and some of the downs, so that's what I want to cover today. For a bit of context, it's the 29th of July, Tuesday, 9:30 in the morning, getting on with this early this morning. I've had 2 days off of posting videos. Just as a quick recap, I'm walking up to see if Matt's around. Saw him on Friday, got him some boots, some new, a pair of unworn boots from me, some tops, some clothes, a little bit of food and a battery with a solar charger attached to it so that he can charge his phone without having to go to the services all the time or trying to find a plug somewhere. So I took that up on Friday, we had a bit of a chat and he was talking about maybe moving on, but I haven't heard from him since then. So I'm just going to take a walk up that way and see he's around. Alright, so let's talk about the sales stuff, right? First off, let's cover Vinted, and I'll put the window that I'm showing on my phone here just to the right here now. Alright, so Vinted, I'm definitely having a lot of success clearing just really basic items, things that could generate a little bit of cash here and there and that I just don't need. So what I've sold recently, some blue suede shoes. Honestly, I think I've had these things in my cupboard for like 10 years. Worn once, so gone, 15 quid. And then we sold some of Yvonne's shoes, boat shoes that still had the labels on them, £4. Some knee-high leather Italian boots, a £5. A Nike top, 4 quid. Some suit jackets that I had, 4 quid each. Some more boots of Yvonne's, safety shoes that I had, £5. Some Nike trainers that I had, 35 quid. Some Vans trainers, £22. What else? Again, ankle boots for Yvonne, tenner. A couple of nice jackets that I had, that again, just hadn't really worn, had them in my cupboard, maybe for dress occasions. £30 and a £5 respectfully. What else? A couple of shirts, £4.50, £3.50. £7 for some brown shoes, £5 for some boat shoes, a white shirt, 4 quid, and then back to the t-shirts, the band stuff. So Metallica, 35 quid, Turnstile, 35 quid, an old iPad, £30, 2016 iPad, Fontaine's DC shirt, 40 quid. Finally managed to get rid of that Steps t-shirt that I bought as a joke years ago, and then the joke never materialised, so got a £5 for that. £30 for a War on Drugs t-shirt, £50 for a Tool t-shirt, £40 for a Wolf Alice t-shirt, £30 for a Stone Roses. So you get the idea. Having success there, and it's been quite a nice little dopamine trigger in my brain when you go post it and then the person collects it and you get the feedback and you get the cash. That's all been quite good. God, I nearly fell over there into the bushes. The path here is really overgrown. Alright, so back to the main screen. How much have I earned so far? I haven't withdrawn any money from this platform since I started. I'm currently on £669.62. And on this next screen you can see pending balance. There's another close to 100 quid so far. So £700-800 probably by the time I kind of finish on this. I'm nowhere near selling the t-shirt collection versus where I kind of hoped to be. However, they don't take up a huge amount of room in boxes versus things like that record collection which I sold, and also all the DJ equipment. That was like massive, right? So they've gone and I kind of feel pretty good about that. So the Vinted bit's going pretty well, but as I posted on a recent video, you just don't kind of see the money levels that you do on the likes of eBay as a comparison. So, you know, selling clothes, second-hand clothes, stuff you're not using, that's Vinted is a place to go. But when it comes to higher value items, then eBay is probably the destination still, despite its issues that it's having. So let's jump over to the eBay platform. What we got on here: sold an Apple TV for £40, Sold a set of headphones that I had for 42 quid. I sold the headphone controller, an Elgato Wave, which is like a microphone and headphone connection for your computer, 60 quid. Haven't managed to sell the red light therapy yet, but I'm hoping this week. A headphone DAC for listening to music, 45 quid. A good one here, a Turnstile hoodie, hardcore band from Baltimore that I'm into. £182 for that hoodie. It's good going. What else we got on here? 2 Sonos headphones, 195 quid each for the Sonos headphones. Another Sonos speaker, 90 quid for it. And now here's a little tale. I had a project turntable, beautiful white turntable, probably used it a couple of times because I also had turntables in the kitchen. And this thing, honestly, almost never used. I'll put a picture up here to let you see what it was like. And I boxed it all up and shipped it off to the guy. £200 he paid for it. And then came the text message or the message on eBay. This has arrived broken. I'm like, how can that be? Shipped it with Royal Mail, really well packaged, needle arm completely snapped off of it. So I had to refund the guy the 200 quid, turntable went in the bin, and that was the end of that. He said the package wasn't damaged, so it's either had the life shook out of it, but what can you do? So I've had to write off the 200 quid from it, pretty gutted about that. And then the next one, a Elgato HD60, which is a capture card which I was using for live streaming. I've had this thing for 3 years. I've used it every single weekend for those 3 years. Never had an issue. Shipped it to the guy, doesn't work. So the problem with eBay is you can issue a refund straight away. You have no recourse as a seller. Can't leave any feedback. So on this occasion I've said to the guy, ship it back to me and then I'll do the refund, because look, things happen, I get that, but I'm like, the thing worked for years. Now all of a sudden the second that I post it out, it doesn't work anymore. Well, I'll get it back, I'll do a test on it. Also sold an Elgato webcam that I was using for some work calls, 85 quid. An Elgato ring light, 55 quid. Some smart plugs that I had, 42 quid. A Tool t-shirt, 23 quid. So that's probably us up to speed. Where does that get us? Well, if I jump back to my selling page, that brings my current total in cash available to withdraw at 2,484 quid. And I think there's probably another 60 to 100 to be added to that. So not a bad little haul there in terms of cash from things that were just sitting around the house on eBay. So I'm quite glad to get rid of that. Now, where else have we been selling? Facebook Marketplace, right, let's have a look at how Facebook Marketplace has gone so far. I sold a mirror last night to a guy that came and collected it for 30 quid. Still get the IKEA table and chairs and bench. Hopefully somebody's coming for that today. That would be amazing, because I was really hoping somebody would just take that off my hands. The red light therapy, hopefully somebody coming on Friday. Yvonne's got a cross trainer elliptical machine, a Reebok thing. It's currently up for 80 quid, somebody's messaged. Hopefully try and come and get that tomorrow, that would be amazing. And then lastly, a little drinks trolley and an on-air light, like you were on a radio show or something, an on-air light. Hopefully somebody's going to come for that. Oh, and a little TV that I sold a couple of days ago to a woman, a little 24-inch TV. So those have all gone. That's kind of helped clear some stuff out from the house. So we're starting to kind of see our feet now. And from that, we had a visit, a house visit, from not the landlord, because she deals with us directly, but the company that managed the contract when we leased the property from the landlord. She came to visit a couple of days ago to do a house inspection, a pre-move out house inspection. Now, without kind of blowing our own trumpets, Yvonne runs a tight ship in the house. The place is spotless. We've been here for over 10 years. And we like to think we've looked after it like our own. We offered to buy it some years ago because we did feel like it was our own, and we didn't really reach an agreement on that. Part of one of the reasons why we started to think about alternative locations to live or moving back to Scotland was because we wanted to give up renting this property and own it. And when we couldn't agree that deal, we started to think about alternatives. So we had that visit a couple of days ago. That all went fine. Main part for us is just that we get our deposit back, because it's a lot of money, and will also help out with the funds that we're trying to raise. And then we've been getting through all of the bills, banking, council tax, electricity and gas, driving licenses, to change them into new addresses. I'll cover that in a video in the next couple of days, just exactly what we've gone through. But that lets you see, so we've built up a few £1,000 on eBay, close to £1,000 on Vinted. That's just the money that I've earned since the last update. So what I'll do in a future video is I'll share everything that I've brought in so far, give you an idea of how much we've raised from selling stuff in the house, but also to people who have messaged me saying they're doing something similar, selling some items. Tanya, I think maybe, was one of the people that reached out to me. So, you know, people that are following through with clearing things out, taking a bit of inspiration. Well done, and that fills me with a lot of joy to hear that people are earning a little bit of extra cash by selling some things around your house that you're not using. I felt, I wouldn't want to say inspired, but clearing my dad's house last year was more of a wake-up call than inspired for me. And now, as I start to feel like things are going, one of the questions that I had was, you know, how do I feel about the records and everything going? The answer to that is light. I feel light. I feel unburdened by the stress of stuff. And I get a nice little dopamine hit when things get sold and people who have bought are happy and things aren't broken in delivery or haven't gone missing. I feel good that that happens. I guess that's probably the salesman in me that enjoys that transaction of offering something, selling it, and seeing a satisfied person at the other side. Alright, there is a lot going on in Britain over the last days with online safety bills and everything else. Today was not a day to discuss all of that. Today was just a day to get out, update you on how things are going with sales, and get a bit of momentum into this week. Tomorrow is Yvonne's last day at work, so let's see how that all goes. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Look after yourselves. Just as a little extra onto the end of this for those interested, I've dropped up to see if Matt's around at his location, and I'll show a bit of video footage here. It looks like he's left, decided to move on. I know he was talking about heading a little bit further up the canal, just a little bit quieter out the way, because there's a lot of footfall on this stretch here, and I guess just trying to feel a bit comfortable and safe. So I haven't heard from him in text messages. At least I know he's not there, and I would say if there was a mark of a man as to who they are, that would be how you leave a space. And as you can see, apart from a little bit of scorched on the grass, a little bit of scorched area where he's had a little fire, the place is spotless. No trash, nothing dumped, nothing left behind, clean and tidy. So fair play to you, Matt. You strike me as a good guy that's just run into a bit of difficulty. So if you ever see this, I hope you're well, mate, but I would like you to text me, let me know that you're alright. Okay, and for everybody else, I will make sure to follow up with them, and hopefully everything is all well. But I just wanted to share that at the end of the video. Have a great day, everyone.